Hey guys, welcome back. Now today is a very exciting day here at Technobabble because we have a world exclusive unboxing of a product that is going to launch. Okay, now I'm talking about, it's heavy. This, alright? So this is the monitor from Prism Plus, alright? And this monitor is the Prism Plus F270i Pro. Okay, yeah, I know a lot of you are saying that, hey, this model has been around for ages. Okay, now, yes, technically, however, this is a brand new variant and there's something really special about it, alright? Now, I'm gonna move this here. Let me know if you can see it. Alright, so this monitor, if you look at the refresh rate, it says 165 Hz. Now, if you guys are familiar with the original F270i Pro, alright, it's a 144 Hz. Okay, this one, the new variant is 165 Hz, okay? And it's an IPS panel, which is really exciting. And there are a few reasons why I am particularly excited about this monitor. But before that, let's start with the unboxing. Okay guys, so let's get started. Okay, well, before I open it up, and I know it's not one of the most important things when it comes to monitors, but I actually really like this minimalistic design. So it's a plain white box. All you have is the Prism Plus logo, that's it. At the side, just very brief description of the monitor. Same thing at the back, nothing at the top, nothing at the bottom. So it's very unlike what you might see in some of the other, so-called gaming monitors, flashy lines, just screaming gaming, and I think they've done this on purpose. The fact that it's an IPS panel, all right, means that it's not actually just gonna be for gamers. Now, a lot of people who work with content production or designers where your color reproduction is really important, IPS panels are really the way to go. So I think by doing this, it's kind of saying that no, it's not just for gamers. And yeah, I actually like the minimalistic design, so well done, Prism. Anyway, so alright, so let's get with the opening. Okay, don't want to be too rough. Okay, and by the way, this is the first time I'm opening this, so yeah, I don't have a script. Okay, alright, let's open this up. Okay, if you heard that, something fell. Okay, let's try this again. Let me make sure I've got it the right way up. Yeah, okay, much better. Okay, so let's put this aside. Okay, so first thing we have is the user manual. Very simple. Okay, you've got your technical specifications over here. We're actually going to go through that very soon. Okay, so this is probably the this is the base, and yeah, so basically this is your stand. Now, looking at this immediately, I noticed that you're probably gonna have maybe zero articulation. You probably can't tilt, can't pan, you can raise it, lower it, but we'll confirm that in a minute. Okay, we have a DisplayPort cable. Yeah, power cable. Power supply as well. And what's this? Okay, so you've got 3 screws, probably for the stand. And oh, so comes with your own screwdriver. Not bad. Good thinking, Prism. All right. So let's take a look at the monitor now. Okay, alright, let's lift this up very carefully. Okay. Alright, there you go. Very nice. Okay, so yeah, like the same thing with the design on the box. It's very straightforward, very simple. No, well, first of all, no RGB at the front or at the back. Let's take a look at the stand again. I want to see. Alright, so yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. It just goes like this. all right, with the screw. I'll find that in a bit. But yeah, so you're probably not going to be able to raise it or tilt it up and down, left, right, which is fine. Considering the price of this monitor, and I'll come to that in a bit, I think it's actually really okay. Alright, let's look at the inputs. So you have, okay, obviously you have your power supply, your USB port, one HDMI cable, two DisplayPort inputs, which I believe is DisplayPort 1.2. Okay, yeah, very nice. Alright, first things first, let's install the stand. Screwdriver. Very nice of you guys to give one screwdriver, but I think I'll use my own. Okay, so you know, you should always follow the manual. Yeah, it just tells me to screw it in. Alright, never mind. Okay, so let's do this. Probably install this one first. Okay, so this one has just one major screw hole, so it's probably the bigger one. So the 2 is for here. Yep, that's right. Let's put this in here. I think I'll need the stand for this.
2 hours later.
Okay, easy peasy. Okay, let's put, I'm gonna hold it here first, move this out of the way, and there you go. This is it. Yeah, really nice. Very sleek design. I mean, if you look at it from the side, it's quite thin, well, at the top at least. But even here, I would say very good width, not too thick. Bezel is, well, that's really thin. Very nice. But yeah, about the stand again, I'm just going to turn it over. So yeah, I don't see a way. Oh no, you can. Nice. Okay, so you can raise it up. This is about as low as it goes. Yeah. You can't tilt it left and right, but at least you can do this, which is very nice. Okay, and if you look at the back, if you're wondering what the screw holes are for, yeah, so this is for your VESA mount. So that means that you can actually mount it to a mount or wall mount. Like Prism Plus also has the Arc, like the Arc Stealth and the Arc 02, like the 2 mounts and all that I actually wanted to get. But yeah, so very nice. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here. Let's go through the specs. Alright, so F270i Pro, 165Hz by 270. You probably figured out that it's a 27-inch, 16:9 aspect ratio, backlight LED. Okay, so panel is IPS. So this is a, well, it's a 2560 by 1440 resolution, also known as QHD. Some people also call it 2K. Alright, so at 27 inches, I think that resolution is fine. Anything more than that, there are some 27-inch 4K screens out there, but number one, they cost a lot. And number two, with this screen size, honestly, I've seen 4K screens and in this 2K screen, very little different and definitely not worth the price jump, alright? So yeah, you've got your signal input and all that. Alright, so important thing, how does it perform? Now, let's try it out. Okay, so I've set up the F270i right here, okay? Now, I usually have a dual monitor setup, okay? But I've taken that away, so we're just gonna focus on this one right now, okay? So, let's turn it on. Alright, and we are up. Okay, great. Now, just one thing to say before we continue. Here at Technobabble, we shoot all our content at 30 FPS, okay? So you might not be able to see how smooth it can be, but you could probably still see a difference. Okay, now let's speak about the monitor first. Now, most monitors when you get it out of the box, most of the time things like FreeSync, if it has HDR, is probably off, FreeSync might be off as well. And with Windows, sometimes it doesn't detect the optimal refresh rate. So there are a few things that you will need to do, and I'm just going to go through them very quickly to make sure that if you get the monitor, you also get to use it at its optimal performance. All right, so first thing we're going to do, let's check the settings to make sure that it is FreeSync is on. Okay, there you go, it's off. So let's quickly switch that on. The screen is going to go blank, but don't worry about that. All right, next thing, while we're here, let's go ahead and switch HDR on as well. All right, there you go, that's done. All right, next thing you want to do is go to your display settings. All right, now in your display settings, the first thing that you can do is turn on HDR in Windows 10. All right, so you'll have this option here, play HDR games and apps. Just check that, turn that on. Again, it's going to go blank. All right, and once that's turned on, great. Next thing, always check your resolution. So this is a QHD screen, so it should be 2560 by 1440. All right, next, go to your advanced display settings. All right, and you can see the information of the monitor and what is set at in Windows. Now automatically you can see that it's currently set at 59 Hz. Now obviously we don't want that, we want it to be all the way up to 165. So click on display adapter properties, go to the monitor tab, change it to 165, click apply. Once again, it's gonna go blank, don't worry. All right, keep changes, click OK. All right, and last thing, right click on your desktop, go to the Nvidia control panel. Okay, and once it's up, all right, go to setup G-Sync on the left. All right, click enable G-Sync. And then you can choose whether you want to enable it only for full screen mode or whether it's for window and full screen mode. I'm just going to go for both. All right, click apply. It will probably go blank again. There you go. And once it is up, great, fine. Okay, so one way that you can test to make sure that G-Sync is actually working. So Nvidia has a Pendulum Demo or Pendulum test that you can download for free, and I'll put the link to that in the description below so that you can download it and try it yourself. All right, so I'm going to open up G-Sync, the Pendulum Demo. Okay, so this is the Pendulum Demo. Now, first of all, you've got G-Sync on. I'm going to switch it off. All right, so if you look closely, you're going to see a bit of tearing at the pendulum. All right. So if you're wondering what causes this kind of tearing, okay, this kind of tearing is caused by a mismatch between the number of frames that your graphics card can render out compared to the refresh rate of your monitor. So if there's a mismatch, you'll get this kind of tearing, all right? So that's what G-Sync does. When you turn it on, all right, what it does is it syncs up the rendering of your graphics card and your monitor's refresh rate so that it's a lot more smooth. So if you look at the pendulum again, if you look at it, you don't see any tearing, all right? It's a lot smoother, no tearing, so that's how you know that G-Sync is on and working. Okay, we're back here. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to spend the next couple of days, I'm gonna play a couple of games, watch some HDR content. I'm even gonna edit my content here on this monitor. And after a couple of days, I'll come back and I'll give you my observations and my conclusion. Okay guys, so it's been a couple of days and I've had the chance to use this extensively. I've played games on it, I've done some content work on it, and I've also played a few HDR content videos as well. And well, long story short, I absolutely love it. I think it's an excellent monitor, great value for money. There are a few things that you'll need to consider before you actually purchase this monitor, but we're going to come back to that in a while. But first, I want to talk about G-Sync compatibility. Now, Prism Plus says that it is G-Sync compatible, however, it is not certified. Okay, now what I mean by certified? So we all know that recently Nvidia announced that G-Sync is going to work on FreeSync monitors. However, they only certified 12 monitors as of the release, I think around June or May. They only certified 12 monitors that are certified G-Sync compatible. However, there are tons of FreeSync monitors out there that work just as well with G-Sync, but are not certified yet. Okay, and I've had a chance to use this a lot, and I can safely say that it is G-Sync compatible. There have been no issues. I've not had any screen flicker, no blackouts, no other weird issues at all, so it's been working perfectly. But what has really impressed me most, more than the refresh rate, which is really good, but what's really impressed me most is really the color reproduction how HDR content looks at it. It is beautiful. It is absolutely amazing. And don't forget, HDR is also available on quite a lot of games. So like for example, Battlefield 5, I've been playing it, and to have HDR on, to have it at a high refresh rate and RTX, well, let me put it this way, I would be just as happy watching someone play Battlefield 5 as I would playing it myself. Okay, now for some of the caveats. First thing you need to consider when you want to buy a monitor like this is really the capabilities of your system in the first place. If you've got a setup that you can only pay maybe 60, 75 frames per second in AAA titles and maybe up to 100 for esports titles, then you don't really need a monitor that goes up to 165 Hz because you're not gonna get 165 FPS anyway. Okay. However, if you're looking for a QHD monitor, all right, with HDR, then I would still say get this. Like the Dell, I think it's the Infinity Edge monitor. All right. So that one is saying QHD has HDR. Okay. That costs $150 more than this monitor, and that Dell monitor is only at 60 Hz. So I would still say get this one. In terms of multimedia consumption, it is absolutely brilliant. I've watched movies, I've seen a lot of content, and I've been really impressed with this panel. Okay, I know I keep banging on about IPS panels, and I keep emphasizing that fact. Now, there's a reason why I'm doing it. Now, for gaming monitors, the three most commonly used panel types are TN, VA, and IPS, with IPS being the most expensive. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the time in this video to go through in detail what these three panels are, the benefits and all that. But do drop a comment below if you would like me to do a video explaining these three panels further. Okay, so next thing. Now, during my unboxing, I did mention that you can only tilt the screen up. You can't raise it up and down, you can't swivel, okay? Now, for some of you, that might be a bit of a deal breaker, but later on when I tell you the price of this monitor compared to its competitors, you realize that it's actually a very small sacrifice. Okay, and one last thing before we talk about the price of the monitor. Now, if you look at the design, it looks like it has absolutely zero bezel, and Prism Plus, they also say that it's a zero bezel design. However, when you put up the monitor, you actually realize that there is a very small border around the panel itself. It's not necessarily a plastic bezel, but it's more of a border on the panel itself. Now, I did a bit of research and I checked all the different competitors to this model with the same specs and all that, and I realized that they all have a plastic bezel around the monitor, which makes me think that this might actually be a manufacturing limitation, that they can't actually get it all the way to the edge. So I guess it's really up to you to decide whether you want a monitor with a plastic bezel or you just want this kind of thinner plastic but with a border around. And honestly, for me, I actually prefer this. Okay, so now let's take a look at the prices of other monitors that are similarly spec'd. When I say similarly spec'd, I mean that also QHD, also goes up to 165 Hz, and IPS screen, HDR capable. Alright, now first of all, IPS screens that can go up to 165 Hz are actually quite new and quite rare. For a long time, the highest that they could go was about 144 Hz. Alright, so I did some research online and I found two other monitors that have the exact same specs. And can I have that? Alright, so the two monitors that I found on Lazada is the ViewSonic XG2703-GS and the Asus ROG PG279Q. I mean, come on guys, seriously. Can you please come up with better names? Alright, so anyway, the ViewSonic monitor comes in at about 1,149 Singapore dollars, and the Asus ROG that comes in at about $1,188. So if you look at the price of it, it's a lot of money to invest in just a monitor. Alright, now the Prism Plus, the F270i Pro, also 165 Hz, QHD, HDR, alright, IPS panel, 165 Hz. So how much do you think this costs? At launch, Prism Plus is selling it for 469 Singapore dollars. Now if you think about it, this is like a steal. It's an absolute steal, alright? The Asus is about 2.5 times that price. Alright, so now consider that price and think about all the caveats that I mentioned, like with the border and with not being able to swivel. And honestly, I think you agree with me that those are really small things. Okay, so now for my conclusion. If you're looking to get a 27-inch monitor, you really can't go wrong with this. I cannot imagine why anyone will be willing to spend 2.5 times the amount to buy this just so that they could raise and move the panel around. And you're not compromising on the quality of the panel as well. This is just as good as any other IPS panel that you can get out there in the market. And it's not even just for gamers. Anyone who does content production, like I said, or if you're really into multimedia consumption, this really is the best monitor for you as well. And for me, I really think this is right now the king of the hill. So that just about wraps up this review. Now, if you're wondering why you've never heard of Technobabble, well, that's because we're new. We've only just launched. We launched in July this year. But don't worry, we have a ton of content that we're going to be putting up very, very soon. So like this video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications on our next video. I'm JP, and I'll be seeing you real soon.